Want to pull the screen down, Cheryl, so that you're in here?
I think so. Either that or
No, you can.
one of those old Coke bottle cases to stand on.
How about here? There we go. Better?
Not too much.
Oh, too much. There we go. Try it. There we go.
There we go. Perfect. Yes, such is the life of someone who is 4 feet 10 inches tall. I have a lot of sympathy for people who are 6 feet 10 inches tall, just from the other direction of that continuum. Welcome to all of you who are present in the room and on the screen in the room. We are delighted that you have chosen to start your Thursday with the Alpha Eta Society. Thank you. My name is Cheryl Gunter, and for the past 2 years, I've had the honor of serving as the president for Alpha Eta. And I am joined by 3 enormously talented and enormously dedicated individuals. And I'd like to introduce them to you now, or invite them to introduce themselves and share a little about their background with you. The president-elect, who will assume the role of president as of January 1, Tony, would you stand up and
Tony
share?
Breitbach. I am Director of Interprofessional Education at St. Louis University. I became a member of Alpha Eta very soon after I joined faculty. And I'm also chair of the ASAP Interprofessional Committee, and I'm president-elect of the National Academy of Practice. So a few things in the fire, but it's an honor to be working with this great team at Alpha Eta. Thank you.
Great. Thank you so much, Tony. And later this morning, Tony has some exciting news to share specifically related to a milestone for Alpha Eta. So definitely looking forward to that. And then serving as our secretary and continuing next year, Debbie.
Hi, I am Debbie Dixon. I am the director of the Master of Health Science program at Nova Southeastern University. I also am the director of the undergraduate courses that we offer through the VHS program. So it's great to be here. It's I'm done on my 2nd year. I had some big shoes to fill last year when Bill Marquardt resigned as secretary after about 8 or 9 years. So I'm happy to be here with this organization and hope to continue to serve the best way that I can. So thank you. It's great to meet everybody.
And those were big shoes, but you have filled them in a big way.
Thank you.
With updating a lot of our directories, a lot of our information. Very thankful for that.
Yeah, I also just wanted to add, if anybody ever gets on our website and you do induction ceremonies for your students and you have pictures that you want to share on your website, I can put anything that you want on your website. If you're doing an activity related to Alpha Eta and you want to showcase anything like that, I can put information up. And we also have a LinkedIn page that Tony runs, but we can put information anywhere just to
Any of you can post into that LinkedIn group, so you don't even have to. We don't have to do it. You can put it in there. We encourage you to share.
Yes.
Your achievements.
Absolutely.
Is it just Alpha Eta?
Yeah, it's out in society. Yeah, and and just you'll have to ask to be a part of it. What's really cool about doing it through LinkedIn is the fact that LinkedIn's algorithm, like if you're in a, so when your students graduate, if you share the link to the group and they join, what they'll do is when they move to new cities, they'll suggest connections in that town that are members of Alpha Eta. Like, they'll be like, do you know this person? You know, and so sometimes it's a good way for them to build their network, and especially if they're in the same field and they're both Alpha Eta, those kind of things like that. So it's, you know, it's really, we don't post a ton of content in there, but it's really more of a community that creates some connectedness through LinkedIn. But we definitely encourage you to share pictures from your induction ceremonies.
I should put that on our website. I mean,
Yeah.
put the LinkedIn.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And last but certainly not least, our treasurer, who will also be continuing, Paul.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Paul Dominguez. I am the Assistant Dean for Administration and Finance over at SUNY Stony Brook. I'm very happy to have joined the team, and a very competent team that we definitely have at Alpha Eta. I'm looking forward to a lot of the things that are going to be going on. And let me get it back to the meeting.
Great. Thank you so much, Paul, for your very careful stewardship of our resources. Very sound advice as to what to spend, where to spend it. We're deeply appreciative of your attention to all of those details. Thank you. In addition to those reminders about the website and the opportunities there, and the LinkedIn site and the opportunities there, also want to share that we are always happy to address questions that you may have related to Alpha Eta. For instance, in the past year, I have received some interesting questions about membership, like criteria for honorary members, criteria for local chapter members, criteria for chapter awards and how you can establish and select recipients for those. And I'm always happy to receive those kinds of questions. We've also received questions related to charters, especially in days when campuses start consolidating or colleges within campuses start consolidating, and where do we draw the lines for Alpha Eta, and how can we be as inclusive as possible and still respectful for the membership criteria. So we're always happy to receive those calls or receive those emails to help you navigate those kinds of questions. So please do not be reluctant to reach out for any kind of information. And if we have a specific policy, we'll point you in that direction. If we don't, we'll discuss, we'll brainstorm, we'll come up with what we think is best practice, anything to continue to help Alpha Eta thrive. So very glad to be a resource in that way as well. Speaking of chapters, I am delighted to share that Alpha Eta continues to expand our presence on campuses across the country. And in the past year, we have welcomed 4 new Alpha Eta chapters. Chapter number 94 is now at Boise State University. So welcome, BSU. Chapter 95 is now at Oklahoma City Community College. Welcome, OCCC. And Jennifer is representing them on the screen. Welcome. Chapter number 96 is at Union College. Welcome. And our newest chapter, chapter number 97, is at Jacksonville University. Welcome.
The surpass 100.
Hmm?
The goal for this year is to surpass 100.
Oh,
Yeah, well, that's yet another thing we'll celebrate.
Yes, absolutely. When we hit triple digits, time for a major celebration. And toward that end, I will share that I have my clerical assistant working on a project this fall. We actually have a directory available of all of the four-year institutions across the US. And we're about 2/3 of the way through identifying which of those institutions would meet the criteria for an Alpha Eta chapter in terms of having multiple health sciences and health professions fields represented. And once we work our way through the entire list, and our aim is to do that by the end of fall semester, then we will have a directory of potential campuses for outreach to alert them to the presence of Alpha Eta, to alert them to the benefits of Alpha Eta, and to say, if you're ever interested in chartering a chapter, we are here to support that effort. So that is my one last goal before my time as president ends, is to just open the eyes to an excellent way to award top-notch students and faculty members and alumni, when appropriate, who have contributed in very special ways to the mission that Alpha Eta promotes.
Cheryl,
Yes.
are you also looking at state colleges that were previously community colleges that offer associate's degrees and even bachelor's degrees now?
Right. It's not just four-year institutions, but two-year institutions as well. You know, if you'll recall, one of our newest chapters is community college level, and we absolutely hope to expand Alpha Eta in that realm as well. Speaking of honoring excellence, I will now share with you that every year the Alpha Eta Society selects recipients of National Alpha Eta Awards. We are tremendously appreciative to Stacy and the members of the National Awards Committee for their careful review of the applications and nominations for these awards. We are also especially thankful to the Alpha Eta chapters who have endorsed and supported these nominations and applications. I am personally overwhelmed by the quality of the applications our committee reviewed this year. We have so much reason to celebrate the next generation of healthcare practitioners and providers. If the nominees this year are any indication of the next generation to carry on our tradition, then healthcare services are in very exceptionally talented hands indeed. I would now like to announce the names of the recipients of our national awards. We have the Sidney D. Rodenberg Memorial Scholastic Award for an outstanding undergraduate student. And I am pleased to announce the recipient for 2024 is Brooke Barron from the University of Central Florida. And I believe Brooke is with us on the screen. Congratulations, Brooke.
Thank you.
Brooke, what is your major?
I go to the University of Central Florida and I'm majoring in communication sciences and disorders, so I'm hoping to become a pediatric speech pathologist.
Congratulations.
Wonderful. Congratulations.
I can't thank you all enough. Thank you.
Then, in addition to the Rodenberg Award, we have the Lee Holder Award for Excellence in Graduate Allied Health Education. And the recipient this year of the award is Jaden Young from the University of Nebraska Medical Center. Then, in addition to the Holder Award, we have an award that was renamed last year to honor Bill Marquardt for his years of service to the society. And it is now known as the William Marquardt Student Professional Service Award. And the recipient this year is Jaden Matade from SUNY at Buffalo. In addition to these 3 awards, we also have 4 students who are honored for excellence in research. And I will note that the 3 previously named students, plus the 4 I'm about to name, will be honored more extensively at our virtual event on the 1st of November. You've received an invitation for that already. You'll receive a couple of reminders between now and then. But this will be the date that you will hear research presentations from the Student Research Award winners. So I am delighted to share with you their names. The first is Danielle Sterner from the University of Central Florida. The next is Olivia Ciraulo from St. Joseph's University. The next is Brian Carafa from New York Institute of Technology. And I think Brian is with us. Hi, Brian. Good to see you, Brian. Congratulations. And the last is Francesco Alfano, also from the New York Institute of Technology. And Francesco is with us. Congratulations.
Francesco.
For each of you, you have already done so very much. You have the basis for an enormously productive and impactful career. And Alpha Eta is with you and behind you and beside you in all of your endeavors. And we hope that you will keep Alpha Eta in mind when you are looking for ways to serve and to lead, and that you will keep that connection with us across the course of your career. So one more round of applause for our award recipients. At this point, I'd like to turn the floor over to Paul to present some financial information. And then following Paul, I'll turn the floor over to Tony to present some Alpha Eta 50th anniversary information. Thank you.
Sure.
Well, I'm going to share my screen with everyone. And that is perfectly what we need to show. So this is the fiscal analysis for 2023 to 2024. As you can see, uh, between merchandise expenses, the values that we provided are showing that we are indeed breaking even, if not making more money. More importantly, on the bottom, we have our accounts, including CDs, which I have been judiciously reinvesting to make sure that we have better interest in, so that we have resources to support our awardees and other endeavors that Alpha Eta is looking forward to. So the total debit for the year of last year was over 35,000. The total assets that came in was 49,000, with an additional 11,000 that has, as of the submission of the end of June, remained unpaid, while our accounts all were in a very healthy status. So far, I can report that Alpha Eta National Honor Society is quite fiscally sound and strong and capable of supporting all the endeavors that the board has planned for it. Thank you. And I turn it back to everyone else.
Thank you, Paul. I need to get on the video here, so sorry, Cheryl, I have to put it up a little bit here. So I am very excited to be moving into the president's role of Alpha Eta. I think it's a great way to celebrate excellence in all of our students. You know, we get to be around them every day, and we see what kind of outstanding human beings and people and professionals they are, and the ability to celebrate that through the Alpha Eta Society is really it's two things. Number one, it's a wonderful honor, but also we feel that it's an association that's not a heavy lift. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes you join all these associations and all these things, and it seems like it consumes all of your time and stuff like that. And in the kind of the central office, we like to try to kind of make it fairly easy on the administrative end for you. And I think that's one of the things we've been taking a lot of pride in lately. You know, Cheryl's leadership, the job that Paul's doing, you know, managing all the orders and all those types of things. He's doing a fantastic job. Debbie with the information sharing, all those kind of things. So as you see on our seal, we were founded in 1975. So this next year, the year that I'm going to be a president, will be our 50th year. So we're planning two different things to celebrate the 50th. Number one, we are going to have a logo contest. I'm working with one of my colleagues in St. Louis. She is developing some options for a new 50th anniversary logo for Alpha Eta. So it'll be some sort of kind of celebratory type of thing that we're going to do. So we look in your mail. It'll be between now and the virtual meeting. We're going to send a poll out, and every one of the chapters gets to vote and on what you feel is the best logo. And that's what we're going to go with. The other exciting thing is we found out kind of by accident that one of our chapters chose Greek letters for their chapter name. And we're like, hey, that's pretty cool. So we are going to give you the opportunity to name your chapter with Greek letters, between 2 and 3 Greek letters. So like you can be, and we encourage you to be creative, like pick your school's initials, you know, like, you know, and so what we're going to do is we're going to have kind of almost like a shared spreadsheet, and we're going to list all of our chapters, and it's going to be first come, first serve. Like literally, if but I would have some fun with it at your school. Like, let's pick our chapter name, you know, like, you know, it can be about your, you know, whatever college you're in. It could be some letters that signify your college or your university or your mascot, or, you know, some traditional thing on your campus or something like that. So, yeah. So generally, you know, you can choose between 2 and 3 Greek letters for your chapter name. So that communication will come out with the poll too. So you'll have a little bit longer we want you to finish the poll for the logo, like
within a week or so, if you could, just pick one, the one you like. But we're gonna give you probably till like December to pick your chapter name. So like, and then what we'll do is we'll create new certificates that, you know, and they're gonna be decent size that you can frame and hang in your dean's office or whatever, that signifies your new chapter name. And then it'll have the 50th anniversary logo on it. And so that's gonna be two of the things we want to do in the next year. So you know, it's kind of fun. And we also probably will be doing some, I know, as you can see the video that we showed at the ASAP, that was done on my iPhone, using pictures from the website. We'll probably make something a little more, we'll do a 50th anniversary kind of video. I'll probably do it on my laptop instead of my iPhone or something. I'm just joking. But we'll do something nice about that you can show off at and we'll give you a YouTube link so you can show them at your induction ceremonies and those types of things like that. Talking about Alpha Eta, we may, you know, I'm just starting to think about it right now. We could have some testimonials from people, those types of things like that. So yeah, no, I think we're pretty excited about this. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. You know, kind of draw some attention to Alpha Eta on your campus, which I think would be really great. So I'm also going to ask Debbie to come up here. We have a special presentation to somebody who's devoted an incredible amount of time and caring spirit to this association. Cheryl, come on up here. We're presenting Cheryl this gift that says the Alpha Eta Society in grateful recognition presented Dr. Cheryl Gunter for your outstanding service, leadership, and dedication to advancing health professions education, scholarship, and practice. Together we serve 2024. Yeah, well, yeah.
All right, congratulations.
Congratulations, Cheryl.
I'm enormously moved. Totally shocked and enormously moved. Thank you.
Yeah, and we wanted to make sure we surprised you.
Well, you did. You absolutely did. One question for you about the chapter names.
Yeah.
If two chapters want the same name,
Yeah.
how do you handle that?
Well, that's, like I said, it's gonna be first come, first served. But
Okay.
everyone will see the names that everyone else is picking out.
Mhm.
So if you know, if you can move quickly and figure it out.
Mhm.
One chapter has picked their name already. Nova Southeastern has Greek letters. That's how we found out. We saw a
Yeah.
certificate that had a chapter
Mhm.
name on. And because we've had a lot of history at Nova Southeastern of leadership
Mhm.
here,
Yeah.
past president, you know, Bill Marquardt was there, those types of things like that. And we're like, you know, why doesn't everybody have Greek letters for their chapter? So we are,
Mhm.
is it new? It's
New-
like New Sigma.
New
something. It's like
Sigma
Nova
Upsilon, I
Southeastern,
think.
So, but have
Yeah.
fun with it, you know, do something, but,
Mhm.
and then we're just gonna have a big shared Google Doc and with all the chapters on it and in the ones you pick and then just and type it in and go from there. Make sure we want everyone to pick Greek letters, so like, you know, it'll have to be, you know, from the list. Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, just for consistency's sake.
You said you were gonna create that video, for us to share with our students.
It probably will be in the spring. Yeah, it'll be in the spring because
Mhm.
the 2025 is our 50th year, so we'll probably release it in the spring sometime. So then, you know, the people that have spring ceremonies can use it, and then we'll use it in the fall for the fall. Anybody with the 2025 induction, we'll probably have to.
Great. Thank you so much. I'm 50 years. What a milestone. Yeah, just absolutely fabulous. Before we open up the floor for some sharing about what your chapters are doing, I wanted to mention one other item. Between now and the end of the year, over the next few weeks, we are going to be reaching out to people to see if anyone is interested in supporting Alpha Eta at the national level. We have a national board, and the board is very impactful, but service on the board is, in all honesty, not that intrusive on your time. The members of the board have the responsibility to approve requests for new chapters. So looking at the application to be sure that the institution meets the criteria for a chapter and voting to approve, which we are always delighted to do, believe me. And also voting to approve any major financial decisions. So for instance, major changes in our investment plans, major one-time expenditures that we think promote the mission of the society, and also advising on any particular controversies where Alpha Eta would like to have a voice or like to have an opinion. Typically, the board will meet 1 to 2 times a year, if that, for about an hour each time. So if you are interested, please make yourself known. If you know of someone who may be interested, please make that person known to us. If all of the board positions are filled, we have opportunities for committees or one-time special kinds of support, and we would love to include as many people as possible. So that's the advertisement for today.
It's a good way to have some, you know, if you're thinking about going up for promotion in tenure and you want to have some national level service, it's a good, it's a, like Cheryl said, it's a national level service honor, but it's not incredibly intrusive on your time.
It is, but it is impactful.
Yeah.
It's important. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Want to announce what positions we're looking to fill at this time for next year?
In terms of officer positions, the one that is coming open for election is president-elect. So Tony, when he moves into the presidency, will serve for 3 years, and the president-elect will serve alongside him for 3 years and then move into the presidency. The secretary position and the treasurer position are continuing on, so there's not an election for them at this point. And then we have 4 board positions that could be available. So, but we will find a space for anyone who's interested in service to have an opportunity to serve at our level.
Yeah, and I think one of the things Stacey Grotpack has done a fantastic job with our scholarship and awards program. I think I know they're looking for some people to get involved, and I think one of the things that we've been really focused on and will continue to be focused on is to create more accessibility for our awards and scholarships. We looked at the timing of the announcement. We looked at the deadlines, you know, kind of how cumbersome the process can be. Another thing we want to start thinking about is you know, do we want to, you know, open certain things to multiple candidates from institutions instead of having only one candidate from an institution? We're looking at all those things.
Yeah.
You know, the service on that in that group can be really helpful too, because as Paul said, we have the funds. We want to be able to recognize people, and we want as many people to feel like they're eligible Because one of the things we get disappointed with sometimes is we know there's more qualified people out there than we're getting applications, and we want to try to make a process is open and accessible.
Yeah, and the awards are lovely. You know, later this fall, each one of our award recipients will receive a certificate, which can be proudly displayed. But in addition to that, each one carries $1,000 stipend. And so we'll be working with Paul to make sure that those funds reach the hands of the recipients. So it's a nice, tangible recognition for excellence. And certainly if anyone is inspired to create an additional award for something that's not already recognized, we're very open to that possibility as well. But nice to recognize students on a national level, not just on a campus level. So at this point, in the time that we have left, we are enormously interested in just having people share what you're doing with your Alpha Eta chapter that is innovative, or a well-received, long-standing tradition on your campus that you'd like to share with everyone else. Anything that you would love to share. We'd also love it if each one of you would just share your name and the campus that you're from, just so everyone will know. So anyone on the screen or in the room, any ideas in the next 10 minutes or so, we would love to hear.
You know, Sarah there has to go in 2 minutes, so I would like to ask her to
Sarah,
start.
Sure.
Sarah, do you want to tell us where you're from and your chapter and
In here.
is she on? Maybe not. Might be in a car or something.
Mhm.
Well, then I will start, I'm sorry. So my name is Barbara Cry. I currently serve as the Associate Dean for Education at all Dominion Universities and Elmer College of Health Sciences. And Sarah Maynard is currently our Nuclear Medicine Technology Program Director and in her second year of serving as the president of the chapter. I have been in Alpha Eta this is my 20-year anniversary. I was inducted as a student. So I was, and that was back in Georgia when I was for 18 years. So when I moved to OU, I was very happy that there was a chapter there already. We have just merged, meaning we just merged the local medical school into us. So now we have East Virginia Medical School along with their School of Health Profession. They joined our chapter. So in November, on November 15, for the first time, we will be inducting more than 50 students.
Oh, fabulous.
And actually Sarah has the correct number. I may be really underscoring the number. But so we will also have physician assistant students and pathology assistant students and surgical assistant students whom we never had in our program. Hey, Sarah, you're on.
Yes, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, I think I was on mute. Thank you so much for taking over. We're super excited to welcome Eastern Virginia Medical School, and we're expecting an induction ceremony next month that's double the size we've had before. So we're really excited to welcome them, and this will be a great opportunity to collaborate for the first time.
It's a great success story for a merger.
Absolutely, yes. We merged July 1st. So
Wonderful.
And I love the fact that you were inducted as a student and you're a faculty member.
yes.
Those are some of the stories. Videos.
Yeah. Who in here was actually inducted as a student?
Jennifer Paul Dominguez, Sarah Maynard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then a lot of us were inducted as faculty. Because, I mean, my home university at the time did not have an Alpha Eta chapter. We do now, but you know, I came in as faculty and I think a lot of us did. So
But,
Mhm.
yeah, that's cool.
great. Great. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay.
My name's Laura Grancuso, and I just came off been an officer in our chapter for the past 5 to 6 years. COVID hit, so then we extended.
Mhm.
So I finally, we have new officers now, but last year as past president, I started a newsletter, and I was really trying to connect the national with the chapter, because I think there's kind of a disconnect sometimes, well, in our chapter at least, with what goes on behind the scenes, and they get these emails about, you know, applying for some type of award or grant, and then that's the end of it. They didn't know, but you know, when you come to these conferences and you experience the you know, the connection there,
Mhm.
gives you another sense of what Alpha Eta does and what it can do. So, yeah, I put a newsletter together to try to garner some excitement,
Mhm.
and I hope that
Fabulous.
past president will continue that role as well with the newsletter, which leads me to asking maybe if and for the minutes, is there any way maybe we can have like just a bulleted highlights of the annual meeting, and then I could help her to kind of put that together. And
And we'll be sharing the recording of this meeting too.
Mhm.
another idea I had, if I could just mention it, to ask for maybe, I was thinking, because when we send the emails from the national level to the chapters, it typically goes to one person, and then you're relying on that one person to disseminate it out. And sometimes things get lost in the emails or what have you. I was just wondering, maybe is there a way, if we are active and we've joined LinkedIn, maybe to use that as a communication tool? I know I don't want to make the work extra.
I usually send it to both people who are listed, there's a contact person, president, vice president, and treasurer.
Right.
And I try to send it to everybody who is listed on there. So that's why yearly I send out an email to update your chapter listings, because a lot of times I get bounce backs when
That person rolls off, yeah. I was just trying to think of a way to, because now that I'm off, there's no way to stay connected to the national, because I'm no longer an officer in the chapter, but I want to be active in the national. So I'm just trying to think of how.
If I could make one recommendation, I mean, I work in a dean's office. I'm an associate dean for a college of health sciences. But I was working with Alpha Eta even before I came into that particular position. But if there's a centralized listing or database of everyone who's been an Alpha Eta at your institution, like we have a spreadsheet we maintain in our dean's office of everyone with an email address, then if you could just get the contact out of your dean's office and say, could you shoot this out to the Alpha Eta membership list? That's a way to keep your former initiates and your current initiates all connected, plus anyone who might be interested in getting all that news feed from the national level.
Yeah, I came up with birthday Canvas, an updated Canvas page. And so you can send out announcements through the Canvas page. And so when someone gets inducted, they automatically get it. They take all the emails and put them in a Canvas, they all get added. And then when they graduate, they roll off. So, yeah.
Yeah, but so many you have no way to reach them once they graduated.
Yeah.
Because there's not a
No,
national membership repository.
Yeah.
But it takes effort to maintain it.
Your alumni office can provide any email addresses that they have for alumni who've chosen to update, plus reminders to when you graduate, please go into this shared database and update your email if you want to stay in contact. Those work to some extent. You know, there is initiative on the part of the member to want to go in and do that, but those things help sometimes.
And we'll be vigilant about sharing announcements for scholarship and stuff like that on LinkedIn. So, well, if people join the LinkedIn page, we'll put call for
Mhm.
scholarship, call for awards,
Yeah.
and things like that. Well,
We just need to get the word out to the students that these are
Yeah.
available, because a
Yeah.
lot of times they're not aware.
yeah, and that might be
Mhm.
you gotta reach people on different levels.
Mhm.
That one way won't work for everybody.
But if you ever want to share your chapter newsletter, your chapter or anyone's chapter with national, that would be fascinating, just to see the kinds of things that people are doing, because then we could share that out as, hey, here are the kinds of things that are going into Alpha Eta newsletters if you're looking to start one or looking to enhance one in some way. That would be great.
Sure. Go next whenever.
Mhm.
I know
Sure.
that, within the past year, Nova Southeastern University, we had Alpha Eta,
Mhm.
which was just part of our health professions division.
Mhm.
And the health professions division was approached by another college. We have multiple colleges,
Mhm.
on the campus, and they wanted to be involved in Alpha Eta and make their own chapter. So what Cheryl, decided is that we should not be silos. So, we came together to form one Alpha Eta chapter within, our two schools, and I don't recall, it might have been speech language or.
Nutrition department was housed somewhere else, for training RDs and, LDNs. And, what we decided was your Alpha Eta charter is not for a college within an institution. It's for an institution. And because so many institutions divide the world so very differently, there might be allied health fields in colleges other than the college that originally spearheaded the charter for Alpha Eta. Or, everything might have been fine, and then there's a reorganization and a lot of mixing and matching of departments and units. And, so it really can't be siloed into one particular college. And Nova was so good about working across college lines and saying we're allied health and we're at Nova, not specifically a college within Nova, because not every department in a college is necessarily going to provide Alpha Eta members. Like at my institution, which is Westchester University, our College of Health Sciences is home to nursing. Well, nurses are in Sigma Theta Tau. They're not in Alpha Eta. So even within the one college, it's not across the board that we're going to draw from every department. So if you can think broadly about reaching across college or unit lines, that also helps expand the focus of Alpha Eta.
I also wanted to, just notice Elizabeth Swan. Sorry. I recognize Elizabeth Swan. I've been, able, of course, I travel to campus because I work remotely, but I've been to multiple, events and things like that. And every single time I've been to an event, there's been an Alpha Eta booth, and Elizabeth is always there and always takes, getting back students manna, but she's there walking around. And, so I just think that's.
Thank you. That is fabulous. Yeah, things like student activities day, student org day, any kind of health and wellness fair, anything like that on your campus is great PR. I think we have about 2 minutes before it's time to go across the hall and enjoy the big session. Sure.
Crystal Wall, University, Assistant Dean for Academic Affairs at the University of Mississippi Medical Center School of Health.
Fabulous.
It's about 35th year, it's Alpha Eta.
Wow, fabulous.
Celebration, conducting in the fall, in the spring. I'm president-elect, so I'm giving Tony.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely interested in helping in any way.
Yeah.
But I'm
Fabulous.
just so excited just to showcase everything in the best way, connect with the national office in the best way as well.
And your institution did a great job of submitting award and scholarship
We
candidates.
love that.
Really,
I
you did a
have a
great
pen,
job.
and I think I go watch the other jack.
Yeah,
Pen, baby.
I'm thinking one of our winners from last year was from your school. I think, yeah, which was great. Mm-hmm. Fabulous. Sure.
I'm Leslie Taylor. I'm Assistant Dean for Academic and Faculty Affairs at the University of Kansas Medical Center campus. I am new to this role, and so I have no idea what we're doing with Alpha Beta yet, other than we have it, and it's very different organization structure than it was at my previous institution where I was involved. So I'll know more next year.
And we're here to help if you need anything.
Other chapters do,
Perfect.
versus what you guys.
I'll reach out to you. Thank you.
Oh, you did? Okay, good.
No, I will.
Oh, you will, okay.
Great.
Bob Block, I'm with Des Moines University. I'm in the senior vote. My team forwarded me this link to this meeting, and so asked me to attend. I'm not really sure who our contacts are or what we're all doing, so but I can connect with you just to kind of get my journey on that as well.
Great.
I'm going to list everyone that's up here, so that.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
We're glad you're here. Thank you.
I'm here. I actually run a PhD program at UT Southwest from Dallas, and recently rolled off our officer board out data. As I sit here, I'm realizing that there's a lot more potential for us to do with regard to Alpha and knowledge to disseminate than perhaps we have been in the short amount of time that I've been associated with Alpha Beta. I was one of those folks that came in as faculty member about 3 years ago, so I'm still learning, but I think that there's a lot to do.
Yeah, no,
I'm excited about that.
we have a great kind of opportunity this next year to really kind of.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
My name is Gisela Rodriguez. I am from Quinnipiac University. This is my first year as the president of the Alpha Beta. So I'm
Great.
learning a lot within the program, and usually we have a help with our goals last 2 years, but we usually have about 89 students in that every year. And let's see, our ceremony for this coming year is going to be in March.
Fabulous. Fabulous.
Great.
Great.
Congratulations.
Great.
Yeah.
Thank you.
this is
Well,
great.
time flies when you're having fun. We are deeply appreciative of your presence on the screen, in the room, back on your campuses where you're advancing what Alpha Eta stands for. Safe travels to whatever direction you're headed. As we approach major holidays, safe and serene celebrations of the holiday season, and best wishes for the 50th year of Alpha Eta in 2025. I know it'll be exciting to see how each of the individual chapters marks that milestone, along with any chapter milestones that you have. And also very exciting to see how the national celebration unfolds. So take care. Thank you. Together we serve. Thank you.
Chapter contact information that I have, please feel free